Now, unfortunately, these are not as easy as many other vehicles of just reaching behind the headlight assemblies, turning the cap and pulling the bulb out. Nope. And if your low beam looks like mine, sorry to tell you this, but we have to modify it in order to allow the LED bulbs with the larger heat sinks and fans on board to fit. Hey friends, welcome back to the shop. Now that we've got the audio sounding phenomenal in our 04 Lincoln Town Car, we need to move to the next item on our list, and that is upgrading all the lighting, both interior and exterior, as a lot of them are still the old yellow incandescent bulbs that just look terrible. So in order to be able to make this upgrade, we reached out to our friends and our favorite LED brand, Auxito. All right, so the very first episode in this series are going to be our headlights. Now, the prior owner did upgrade these bulbs to LEDs, but I believe he went the low cost route because I actually had one of the low beams start to blink on me and then just go out. The high beams, by the same, no brand, no markings, thankfully they're still working. But in order for me to be able to drive safely, I went ahead and threw in some cheap Sylvania basic, even says basic there at the top, yellow bulbs in here. So anytime that we do a lighting upgrade on this channel, we want to show the before and the after. So here is the before with the low beam and the low beam with the current LED high beams. Now, unfortunately, these are not as easy as many other vehicles of just reaching behind the headlight assemblies, turning the cap and pulling the bulb out. Nope. Unfortunately, this one requires a little bit more. So we're going to walk through each of those steps now, talk about the tools that you need, and then go ahead and get the bulbs in. All right, as far as tools, you need a socket wrench with an 8mm socket, flat tip screwdriver. You need some form of a body panel pin removal tool. It could be plastic, could be metal. You need a T20 hex and needle nose pliers. All right, our very first thing that we need to do is take out this whole shroud cover that goes over the radiator and our headlight assemblies. This is held in by body panel pins. These here, you got one right there. You've got another one right there. You've got another one right there. And your final one is there. So we're gonna go ahead and pop those out. Now, if you use the ones that have a Y or a groove in there, you can use one corner of it to get it started, and then slide the other one in order to pop the rest of it up. Then we'll pull the second piece out. Now, if your town car is like mine, where you were missing several of these pins, a kit like this is perfect because it's got a variety of different pins that match various manufacturer styles. And I was able to find a couple in here that fit perfectly for this. And like all the other tools and things that we're going to be using in all of our videos, I'll put a link to some of these in the description of this video. All right, from here, we're going to go ahead and take this shroud off, lift it up around the hood bumps, set it off to your side. Now, to access our bulbs, we're going to need to remove the entire headlight assembly. And this is where your 8mm socket comes into play. So we've got a screw here. You can use a Phillips, but I recommend using the 8mm so you don't strip anything out. You have another one right there, and then you have another one tucked in right there. So I'm going to go ahead and get these out really quickly, and then we'll move to the next step. All right, next step is to disconnect the power from the headlight assembly, and that is going to be right down inside of here in that green little plug connector. Now, my tool I'm going to show you, there is a little gray tab right there in the very top. We need to press that down. As you press it down, you need to pull your plug away from the headlight assembly. Should hear a little click. Keep it pushed down, and we're going to pull it away. Now we can't take it out all the way because the headlight assembly is keeping it there. So now the next step is we have a bar right here that has a tab that hooks it in from up top. So we need to push this down and then pull the headlight assembly out. And you may be able to do this with your finger. You may have to use a flat tip screwdriver. Okay, let's move to the workbench. All right, next step, we have this cover that covers up our bulbs. We have T20 screws here, 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 and here. So we're going to go ahead and take all of these out now to expose our bulbs. All right, so here's the cover removed. It may be snug on there because of the weather seal that's around it, but just be patient, slowly pry it away from the housing itself, and it'll be able to come free. All right, inside, this is what we're looking at. The low beams on the left, high beams on the right. And if your low beam looks like mine, sorry to tell you this, but we have to modify it in order to allow the LED bulbs with the larger heat sinks and fans on board to fit. So let's jump to the easy part, which is take care of the high beams first. For the high beam, we're just going to go ahead and unplug the harness there and then counterclockwise turn your bulb for it to be released. All right, if you've replaced any headlight bulbs, it's exactly the same with these. You have your 3 keys. The 3 keys line up with the 3 slots on the retaining clip. Just go ahead and line those up, and then once it drops in, turn clockwise and plug your wire back in. From here, I recommend some 3M tape. Cut it the size of the inverter there. Then we're going to stick it right inside the housing just like this, and there's really 2 reasons on why I do this. First, it keeps everything look clean, allows for better airflow for the bulbs. The second thing is it's electronics. Electronics bounce around a lot and their lifespan is reduced. So keeping it taped up here, it's solid and you don't have any noise as well from your normal driving and this thing bouncing around. On to the low beam. What we need to do here first is take out the T20 screws. Then go ahead and unplug the bulb from the harness and then completely take the 2 retaining pieces apart from one another. Here we're going to go ahead and remove this piece because this is the piece that we have to modify. And what you're going to need to end up doing is with the Dremel tool, you're going to need to cut off all of this down to just above these tabs. Now what I recommend that you do is cut it down to I would say about halfway between the tab and this little spot here, because from here you want to just kind of walk it down where you can cut off a little at a time to ensure that you don't cut off too much and then it impacts your ability to retain the bulb. Ask me how I know. All right, get you some regular masking tape and then use that to actually tape a full line around to keep you straight and to ensure that you don't cut off a little too much. Just like this. We'll go ahead and put it in a vise and cut it with our Dremel tool. If you're using a Dremel tool like I am, be sure to wear protective eyewear. Here we go. All right, for the Auxito bulb, what we need to do is take off this retaining ring, and you can simply just push it down towards the fans, twist counterclockwise, and pull it off. From here, we are going to take our retaining piece that we just cut, and the cut side is going to be towards the fans. So we're going to have it on here, and this is where we're going to know whether we cut enough off or we cut too much off based on how this retaining ring locks back in place. We're going to slide it in. It is keyed on here, keyed as well to match up with this. Find its spot. And from here, take you some channel locks or a wrench wide enough to be able to grab hold of it there, push, and turn to lock it into place. Now this should give us a little bit of play here, and that's okay. On this retaining ring, you have a key. That key lines up to the corresponding slot here on the housing. Keep that in mind, because now what we need to do is put this retaining cap up over that ring where it's on there, and we want to orient the key to the housing. And just like our high beams, you have 3 keys to line up with the corresponding slots. But unlike the high beam, these have matching sizes that have to go into, otherwise it won't drop in. So we're going to just twist the original cap around until those sizes line up. We drop it into place. Then we're going to go ahead and put our screws in before we twist and lock in. Now get a little pick like this, and then just twist and turn our retaining ring that we cut to lock it into place. There we go. All right, with your low beam in place and screwed down, locked in tight, you want to make sure that your power wire is either in the 6 o'clock location or the 12 o'clock location. Because what that means is that you have your bulb correctly oriented the correct way. The LED chips themselves need to be at 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock in order for them to work correctly. Alright, I went ahead and taped on the second inverter to the first and used the provided zip ties there to go ahead and zip tie everything together. So once again, everything is clean, we've got good airflow, and nothing is jiggling around inside of there. All right, all that's left is just go ahead and screw on the protective cover, get everything mounted back on the car, move on to the next one, and then do the testing.
A few moments later.
All right, low beam and high beam look good. Let's see how they do at night and on the road. All right, that wraps up this episode and a huge LED upgrade to the TownCar. Now, just from my driving so far, one key thing that really stands out from a difference with both the old incandescent bulbs and the prior LED high beams that were in the car, the Auxitos seem to go longer. There's more depth down the road, so you have better visibility ahead of you, which is really, really key, especially in that point where we were coming up on the deer that was coming along the road. So the prior bulbs, the high beams, seem to be more wide than they were long. So I really do like the aspect of these particular bulbs. Be sure, hey, if you want to keep some of your hard-earned money in your pocket and you're looking at upgrading your LEDs and you want to go Auxito, regardless of what bulbs it is for any vehicle, be sure to use code RENCHERS to save that 15% on your overall cost. And speaking of Auxito, a huge thanks to them for being a channel sponsor and continuing to support us and our projects. If this was beneficial for you, be sure to smash that like button and stay tuned, because we have more LED upgrades for the TownCar coming soon. Until next episode, take care, stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you then. Bye.